Bad Larry.
Welcome back, Bad Larry Kingdom. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today we're checking out X Factor number 12. And before we get started, I do have to make a correction on episode 11. When Apocalypse showed up at the hospital at the end of episode 11, he did not take Angel. He took some other cat named Andrew to be his second horseman of the apocalypse. So with that being said, let's continue with episode 12. We're in St. Vincent's Hospital, and Angel is crying and begging the doctors not to cut off his wings. This issue is written by Louise Simonson and penciled by Mark Silvestri, by the way. Angel is under a lot of pain drugs, and the doctor is unsympathetic. Cyclops is like, "You want to cut off his wings? I'll smack you with this newspaper like a little puppy dog." The doctor's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. First and foremost, the wings are hollow bones, and the bones are crushed into a million splinters. Second, we never treated no mutant with wings before, so we had to call in a bird specialist. He don't know what to do. And thirdly, the wings are in such bad shape that if the infection doesn't ruin him, he'll still never fly again. So lastly, it's our opinion that if Warren keeps the wings, he'll surely die." And Warren's like, "I'm Angel. If I die with my wings, bitch." Meanwhile, back at X Factor headquarters, Beast and Iceman are cooking up breakfast for the Morlocks that are injured. They explain to them the purpose of X Factor is to help and train mutants use their powers. And Skids makes a comment that she needs some of that help because her force field is stuck on at the moment. Caliban tells Iceman that he's searched and searched the tunnels using his mutant detecting powers, but hasn't found any Morlocks alive. He thinks they're all dead. And for a little comedy, we see Leech walk in and turn off everybody's powers and creates a mess. Everyone tells Leech that he needs to work on his power, being able to turn it off and turn it on. Everyone loves Leech, but hates him around. In the last panel, we see Beast get a call requesting X Factor's assistance at an arcade. We see that it's really Boom Boom who's making the call. It's a crank call. I love how she has to count down 3, 2, 1 for the bombs to go off. It's really fun. Looking back now, I can tell that Jubilee is an exact carbon copy of this Boom Boom character, just the Asian version. But to be fair to Jim Lee, who created Jubilee, I mean, almost every new character is a tokenized character of someone else. So back at X Factor headquarters, Bobby can sniff out a crank call, but Beast says, "It's just down the road, let's still check it out." Caliban is eager to help X Factor, but Beast says that they're pretending to be humans, and "Caliban, you ugly as hell, you'll give us right away." Back at the hospital, Angel is still in dire straits, and the news is still peddling fake news, like they do. Listen, folks, I'm a huge X-Men fan. I'm a huge Cyclops and Jean Grey fan, but I did not know that Jean Grey had a sister, okay? Jean Grey is watching the TV and points out to Scott that the lady on the TV is indeed Jean Grey's sister named Sarah. Jean Grey's crying because her sister Sarah thinks that she turned into the evil Dark Phoenix, but she's still on TV defending mutants. Scott tells Jean that it's time that Jean Grey calls her family and lets them all know that she's still alive. And Jean Grey's like, "Oh, you're one to talk family, man, Mr. Leave Your Wife and Kid." And Scott's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Red. I tried to call her, but there ain't no one picking up. No forwarding address. I gave it a go. You haven't even tried to call your family." Jean Grey says fine. She tries to call her sister and her parents, and no one's picking up. And now she's nervous. And she's really lamenting the loss of her telepathy. And Scott assures Jean Grey that he'll go and help her find her sister and her family. Meanwhile, in Midtown Manhattan, X Factor walking into the arcade where Boom Boom has made the call requesting their assistance. The bald dude in the all-black getup is named Vanisher, and he's a bit of the boss to Boom Boom. He's Boom Boom's landlord. He's also the one who taught her how to steal and kind of runs the all-girl group that Boom Boom runs with. Boom Boom made the call because she wants to go solo and get rid of this Vanisher guy breathing over her neck, but now she's having second thoughts. Boom Boom lets Vanisher sneak out the back door and gives Iceman a little Boom Boom trick to the back of the neck. Boom Boom makes a run for it. Beast and Iceman take off after her, but Iceman has to hold the back of his shirt so no one can see his hero uniform underneath his X Factor uniform. Beast is almost able to get Vanisher, but he vanishes, and they get Boom Boom, but Boom Boom gets away again. Iceman and Beast change into their hero attire. The Beast is like, "Forget this gal. She doesn't need any help with her powers. She's obviously got some control of her powers." But Iceman says, Heck no, she making me look like a fool, putting a firecracker down my back. Plus, she ain't got no self-control. She's a social menace, and she needs a little spanking. We are off to a random-ass house in Cleveland, Ohio, and we're seeing a family eating dinner, and a young girl named Autumn is anorexic. Her mom and dad are trying to get her to eat something, and instead she refuses and turns all the food into dust. This young gal is clearly a powerful mutant, which is why old Blue Lips Apocalypse teleports in and snatches her up. And he changes her from Autumn into his third horseman of the apocalypse, Famine. I wonder who the fourth and final horseman will be. Here we're at Sarah's house, the sister of Jean Grey. Scott and Jean Grey bust in. The phone rings. Someone has Sarah. And that same someone obviously booby-trapped the house with a bomb. Thanks to Jean Grey's telekinesis, they're both safe for now. Warren Worthington III has called Cameron Hodge to his hospital room, tells him that if he dies, he wants all his money to go to X Factor. And Iceman and Beast are hot on the trail for Boom Boom. Boom Boom is causing a humongous mess in the restaurant, and she apparently gets cornered in the alley by Iceman and Beast. Boom Boom makes a bomb. She tosses Iceman and Beast. Beast kicks it over the wall. 3, 2, 1. It's a dud. And Boom Boom knows that they're actually X Factor. This little gal is clever and plucky. Boom Boom starts telling Iceman and Beast her life story and about how her dad abused her and how she keeps making bad decisions, linking up with evil mutants who are manipulating her, like that bald mutie Vanisher. She said she even tried to go to the Westchester School for Gifted Youngsters, now being run by Magneto. But it seems like they ignored her and even scared her. She feels like no one is really caring for her or wants her around. She's got daddy issues. Iceman is falling for the puppy dog eyes and the tears. He says he can't leave her on the streets. They need to take her back to X Factor Complex. But not as a prisoner, but to help her out. Boom Boom agrees to go back with Beast and Iceman back to X Factor headquarters, kind of join their family, but she's an ever prankster. She gives Beast a little prank. Jean and Scott are back at the hospital. Warren Worthington III is in bad shape, both physically and emotionally. No one knows where Jean's sister, Sarah, is. They just hope that she's safe for now. But the trip to Sarah's house has motivated Scott to try to go find Maddie. He's telling Jean that he's going back to Alaska to try to find her. Since all his efforts of calling and hunting her down have been to no avail, he needs to go physically and try to find his wife and his son. Jean Grey clearly still loves Scott, but she understands that he needs to go find his wife and his son. The X Factor team is both physically and emotionally bruised and broken. How long does this team have left? How long can they keep going like this? Well, tune in tomorrow to find out in issue number 13 of X Factor. Please like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. And put a comment down below. What do you think is going to happen with our X Factor team? What do you think is going to happen with Angel and his wings? Thanks again, Bad Larry Kingdom, and I'll see you tomorrow.